Well, hello everybody. This is Harold with Jackson Appliance Repair Orlando. You can check out my website at jacksonappliancerepairorlando.com. Today we're going to talk about the GE control board. And this control board, it controls the ice and the water in the door. It controls the temperature. It controls the defrost mode. So we don't have the old timers anymore. Well, some of the less expensive refrigerators do still have them. But 90% of the refrigerators nowadays has a computer board, which we call a control board. And sometimes you have to change those. And this particular board is out of a GE refrigerator. And I'm going to show you what to look for. And I'm going to show you some slide pictures on how to change this board. So on this particular board, it looks pretty good just by looking at it. You wouldn't think anything would be wrong with it. But if you look right here, this cap, see how it's bubbled up on top right there? It still looks good. Everything still looks good. I'm sorry, my finger was in the way. But except for that cap right there is bubbled up on top and swollen out a little bit on top, and which destroys this whole board. Now, if you're real good at soldering and stuff, you may be able to replace that cap, but in my experience, a lot of times when you do that, that cap has shorted out one of these functions here, which is your compressor starter, your ice maker, your water, and stuff like that. So if you have an issue like that where you see there's damage on the board, the best thing to do is just replace the board. So now I'm going to show you where the board is and how to replace it. Now on the back of your refrigerator, you're going to see an access panel like this. So just take your screwdriver and remove the screws and remove the access panel. There will be a ground wire on the top right hand screw. Don't worry about it, we'll put it back later. Now don't panic over all the wires, because fortunately all these wires go to a plug, and all the plugs are different, so they'll only plug back in where you unplug it from. But if you have reservations about it, take your cell phone and take a picture of the wiring harness before you start. Okay, if you hear any kids hollering in the background, it's just the grandkids playing, so don't worry about that. But now you're going to need a set of needle nose pliers, and you're going to squeeze these tabs on these posts that holds the control board in, and gently pull out on the control board to remove it from the refrigerator. Now once you have the control board out, it's going to look like this. Those four white posts are where you're going to line up the new board to put it back in the refrigerator. You're just going to reverse the process, put the board back in, plug the wiring harness back in. Now make a note to yourself that not all these wiring harnesses plug into the board. There's some test harnesses there that were not plugged in when you started, and they won't plug back in when you put the new board in. So make sure you take a picture with your cell phone so you don't panic over the ones that don't plug back in, because there's nothing there to plug into. So now that you have everything plugged back in, make sure the ground wire is properly secured up in the top right hand corner at the top screw, and then put your cover back together. Okay, do one more check, and then put your plate cover back on. And like I said before, make sure the ground wire up the top right hand corner is screwed in with that top screw up in the top right hand corner. And make sure you don't pinch any other wires when you're putting the cover on. And you're all finished. Now you can plug your refrigerator back in and test it out. Well, this is Harold with JacksonApplianceRepairOrlando.com. Thanks for viewing my video. Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll have another video for you soon. Good luck with repairing your GE refrigerator.